What's going on, everybody? Johnny here, the military CEO from JohnnyLynum.com, and today we're gonna do a reaction video. Time to time, I get people to say, "Hey, what do you think about this video?" They'll shoot me a DM and ask me for my opinion about different videos. Today, we're gonna review a video that's talking about how to get rich in real estate and just that whole entire process with that. So, no further ado, we're gonna jump in, and I think this was his interview with Graham Stephan and just going through and talking about the BRRRR process. So let's jump right in.
That people employ. They buy a property, you fix it up, you rent it out, and then you refinance it and say it's now worth 100 grand more than what you bought it for. You can get a loan for that exact amount, which you then use as a down payment on another property. Rinse and repeat. Do I have that right?
So right there, he's talking about the BRRRR strategy, where you go in, you buy a property that's undervalued, needs renovation. You go in, you force the appreciation by making improvements, bringing it up to 2020, 24 standards. And then you go for it and you bring in a tenant, you rent it out, and then you're able to refinance it. And the bank gives you a loan based off the new value of the property.
So let's say the property goes from 1 to 1.1, they'll give you 70 to 80% of that. That extra $100,000, they give you $70,000, $80,000 of that.
It's just that simple, folks. Yeah. This is the strategy that people employ.
Yeah.
They buy a
watch this again.
You fix it up, you rent it out, and then you refinance it and say it's now worth 100 grand more than what you bought it for. You can get a loan for that exact amount, which you then use as a down payment on another property. Rinse and repeat. Do I have that right?
So let's say the property goes from 1 to 1.1.
And that's the thing, he doesn't have it right, because when you look at it, when you go and look at the BRRRR strategy, they don't give you a loan for the amount that you have into the deal. That it all depends on the value. So if you go in and you do $50,000 worth of work and now it's worth $100,000 more than what you originally bought it for, then it's not 100% that you're going to be looking at a loan for that full amount, because the thing is, you have to buy it for the right price up front, and with the budget you need to be all in at 75% of the after repair value, or a year ago you could be in at maybe at 80% after repair value. Right now lenders are a little bit more risk adverse, and so cash out refinances are really max 75% or even 70%. And so now when you go in, you have to buy, say, at 50%. You put in $50,000 now of renovations. Now you're all in about 75% of the after repair value. And now you can pull all your money out. But most of the BRRRRs that we've been looking at the deals, you're going to leave some of your money in the deal when you refinance, just where rates are with the cash flow. That's kind of holding back how much the loan to value banks are able to give you just based off the cash flow. You're not in a position to get that much leverage with where interest rates are. But that's the thing that I talk to so many people, that they underestimate their renovations. And then the second part is they go in and they don't have a full plan on where their exit strategy is going to be. Because a lot of times their after repair value is unrealistic. They don't know how to comp properties. I've had somebody that had a 1,200 square foot property was telling me what a house that was 2,500 square foot sold for. It was like, the house is on nearly double the size of your house. You can't use that as a comparable for the price per square foot. And so I think the one thing that you have to, and is paramount, you have to get good at calculating after repair values. And if you're not good at it, guess what? Find somebody that's good at it. You can talk to an appraiser. You can talk to an agent and give you a broker's price opinion on what the after repair value would be, or just get an appraisal. You can pay $200-$300 for appraisal. Appraiser, he'll give you the after repair value of what it is. Years ago when I first started off, 2017, 2018, during that time frame, we were having to, when we would go to a new lender, a lot of them were getting appraisals done, and it would take 3 weeks, 4 weeks to close on a loan. As more and more lenders came to the marketplace, there was a lot more competition. Like appraisals started being, doing desktop appraisals, internal. They weren't looking for third parties to come in and give an evaluation of the property value. And so things got streamlined. But the big thing is, as a real estate investor, you want to make sure you're very comfortable with, one, calculating your after repair value. That's why it's so critical for you to define your buy box, understanding where that you're buying, what are the properties in your area selling for, how long are the properties that's on the market right now, how long does it take them to sell? Because you don't want to go in and think you're going to sell in 90 days and it's taking everybody else 6 months. That's unrealistic. And you want to understand your costs, because those are two of the largest factors in the equation when you're looking at your profit calculation. What can you sell the property for after you fix it up? And then also, how much is the renovation going to cost to fix it up? And the other one, for those like in this situation where you're looking to keep it and build cash flow, passive income, you got to understand, where's the market rent? How much can you rent it for? And where's your mortgage payment going to be? And that delta, what's left over after your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, your holdback for any maintenance in the future, those things that you have to take account for. And so many people that I know, they starting off, they don't account that 10% for property management as well either. That they say that they're going to self-manage it, but they undervalue their time. And so there's multiple equations that or variables that go into the equation for you to be successful in implementing the burst strategy, where you buy, renovate, rent it out, refinance, and then repeat the process and go find another deal. And so that's one of the things that I always encourage people to do, is get the information, learn the process and what you're doing, and become a steward of the game, a steward of the business. Whereas that now you're not out here willy-nilly and just not understanding. You're putting yourself in a position where you lose a large lump sum of money, or a lot of your money is left tied up in a deal because you didn't do your due diligence. And so if you're ready to go to that next level, maybe get your first rental property, or maybe to start bringing in more rental properties, or even, maybe be looking at multifamily, get into the apartment space, we would love to have a conversation with you. Just go to johnnylynum.com, consultation, maybe myself or one of my coaches on my team, just to sit down to understand where you are today, where you're trying to go in the future, and if we're a good fit to help you get there.